This is Tony Stark's Mark 85 Ironman suit, and I'm making it in real life. Hey. My name is Danny, and I love bringing my creativity to life. Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to build an Ironman suit, and now I'm actually doing it. I'm going to show you how to take a 3D file like this and turn it into something like this. Today, we're going to be working on the two back pieces and the abs. My entire Mark 85 Ironman suit is 3D printed on these two CR10S Pro V2s. This part is the upper shin. Yeah, I love taking parts off the build plate. It's so satisfying. Pretty clean print, pretty clean. Welcome to my shed. This is where the magic happens, baby. I'll start with 80 grit sandpaper. I'll use my orbital sander for the large surfaces. And then I'll go in by hand with some more 80 grit to the smaller, harder to reach areas. The abs were too large to print in one build, so I printed the abs in two halves, and now I'm PLA welding them together. There's some small gaps, but we'll fix that. I was worried they wouldn't fit, but it looks pretty good, dude. Nice. Okay, so the abs are actually a little too wide, so I'm gonna take a heat gun to make the plastic more malleable, and then I just conform it to the shape of my body with my arms. Okay, so now I wanna fill the awkward seam in the middle. So I'm pouring in some UV resin. This is the same material in resin printers. And I'm just letting the viscous resin do its thing and fill the gap with gravity. I then run over the resin with the UV lamp and it cures in seconds. Science is so cool, man. Look at this Giga Chad. The back was actually 4 pieces fused together. Check this puppy out. Now I'm doing my first coat of Duplicolor filler primer. This stuff goes on nice and thick and you can sand it beautifully. Looking pretty good, but we got some imperfections. It's alright. Here's the lower back piece. Gonna do the same thing and warm it up with the heat gun and squeeze it to my body. Throwing on some more filler primer. Here I'm throwing on some straps and buckles to make the armor wearable. Alright, making sure everything looks good. Looks pretty sweet. Yeah. I was inspired by Frankly Built and made my back have straps so I can wear it like a backpack. Then you gotta buckle in for safety. The back is one whole assembly with the biceps. The chest, abs, and shoulders velcro onto the backpack straps. Now I'm gonna fill the gaps in the abs with some wood filler. A combination of wood filler and filler primer is gonna make that seam invisible in a couple coats. Now we're gonna move up to 220 and knock down that filler primer. I needed a harness to hold up the legs and this thing just came in. Look at this thing, it's freaking beast. Alright, so our parts have a bunch of filler primer on them and they're almost ready for paint. We're gonna move up to 600 grit and get this thing super smooth. Now I'm wet sanding with 2000 grit. This step makes a massive difference. Did some wet sanding in the rain, dude. Look how shiny that is. Damn! Now for some Hot Rod Red. I'm doing my best to apply very light coats of this paint because it runs very easily. I am Iron Man. Who is that guy? After my first pass of a very light coat of paint, then we'll move on to a second medium coat of paint. I love the way this red looks. Not as much as I love this helmet though. Gotta wait a little bit. Now second coat. Ooh, shiny. Now I'm going to tape this thing off for some secondary colors. Trying to really get into that line there. Then I covered the rest of the part in a plastic bag so it didn't take forever. Now time for some sunburst gold. Now we got to take off this diaper. Ooh, who's warming up food? Ooh, look at that crispy line. Ripping off this tape is the best part. It's so satisfying. Now it's time for some gunmetal. Gunmetal is like a super shiny silver, and it's probably my favorite color on my suit. It looks so cool. Now for some more tape reveals. Look at that. This is looking pretty great, but we are going to have to go back and clean up some paint details. Now that all the paint is dry, we're going to throw on some clear coat. This is what makes it really shine. God damn, look at that. Doing all this takes a lot of work, but seeing this as the final result makes it so worth it.
Woo! Look at those. Beautiful.
I 3D modeled these covers to house and diffuse the light. Wow. Dude, look at the back! That's so sick!
What's up?
Now it's time to wire up all the electronics. I made this little plate to house 4 of the LEDs, and this is going to go behind the arc reactor. Do a little squeezy squeeze. It should go like right there. That's not good. Dude, that's looking dope. I'm just hot gluing these bad boys into place. Between the chest, the abs, and the back, I used about 10 of these 12-volt cob lights, and I'm just cleaning up electronics right now.
Little test. Make sure everything is working right so far. Boom, man.
Holy shit. That looks so good.
God, this looks so sick, dude.
Holy crap.
Awesome.
Dude, this looks so good. Dude.
I am so happy with how this is turning out, and I'm so excited to see how the final suit looks.
Yeah, baby.
Make sure to subscribe if you want to see how the rest of my build turns out. Comment down below what other things I should make. I'm also building a real Raise Boombot from the video game Valorant, so check that out if you're interested.
Hey.
Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Peace.